Have you ever wondered how you can tell if someone is truly royal, not just by birth, but by spirit? Long ago, in a kingdom tucked between misty mountains and silver rivers, there lived a young prince with a heart full of dreams and a mind full of questions. Though he wore a crown and lived in a golden palace, he longed for something more than luxury. He wanted a true princess to share his life with. Not just any noble girl, but someone whose kindness, grace, and honesty ran deeper than her title. Many came to his castle, dressed in jewels and smiles, claiming to be princesses. But the prince wasn't fooled. He wanted to know for sure. And so begins a tale of rain, mystery, and a single green pea that would reveal the truth in the most surprising way. The prince set forth on a long and lonely journey, his heart full of hope and stories of love that would one day be his. He crossed blistering deserts where the wind howled like wolves and the sun burned his skin. He wandered through ancient forests, their shadows thick with silence and the scent of old earth. He passed through grand kingdoms where he was welcomed with fanfare and gifts, but none of it touched him. In every court, he met women of beauty and grace, noble daughters with impeccable manners, clever minds, and delicate smiles. Some were kind and generous, offering him comfort and laughter. Others dazzled him with their songs and riddles. But no matter how much he tried, none of them felt real to him. Their words felt practiced, their hearts distant. He began to wonder if he was chasing a dream spun from bedtime tales. With every passing day, the doubt grew heavier in his chest. What if real princesses don't exist? He asked himself under starless skies. What if the truth is far simpler, that I am meant to walk this world alone? Worn and weary, the prince finally turned his horse homeward. He rode beneath gray skies with his crown hidden in his satchel and his spirit dimmed. When the castle towers came into view, he felt no joy. He returned not as a hero, but as a man uncertain, changed by longing, humbled by the journey, and unsure of what was real anymore. Darkness blanketed the sky as ominous clouds rolled in over the castle's towering spires. The wind stirred restlessly, tugging at the ancient stone walls as if to tear them down. Then came the storm. Thunder cracked like cannon fire, shaking the very foundations. Lightning slashed the heavens with jagged brilliance, illuminating the twisting trees below. Rain hammered the stained glass windows with a fury, each drop a tiny fist pounding against the glass. The great hall stood silent, save for the moaning wind that crept through every crevice, whispering secrets no one dared understand. Then a sound. Not thunder, not wind. A knock. Soft, delicate, out of place. The lord of the castle rose from his seat, heart pounding louder than the storm outside. He unlatched the heavy door, which groaned open on rusted hinges. There, in the flickering torchlight, stood a girl no older than 20. Soaked to the bone, hair plastered to her face, eyes wide with desperation. Mud streaked her gown, and her hands trembled violently from the cold. She took a shaky breath, then spoke, her voice barely audible over the wind. "I'm a princess," she said. "Please, may I come in?" Lightning flashed again, revealing the unmistakable glint of a royal crest around her neck. The storm raged on, but it was no longer the only mystery in the night. The queen welcomed the girl with measured politeness, though her sharp eyes betrayed a flicker of doubt. Draped in tattered robes and travel-worn boots, the girl's claim to royalty seemed far-fetched. Still, the queen smiled graciously and offered her warm food and a place to rest. But that night, the queen summoned her maids and revealed a secret plan. If she is truly a princess, the queen whispered, we'll know by morning. Silently, the servants followed her into the guest chamber. There, the queen placed a single green pea at the very bottom of the bed frame. Upon it, she stacked mattress after mattress, 20 in all, each thick and stuffed with swan feathers. Over that, she laid 20 velvet blankets, folded and smoothed with care. This test, she explained to her maids, was an old royal tradition. Only a real princess, one of true noble blood and the most sensitive skin, could feel a small pea through such layers of comfort. Any ordinary girl would sleep soundly. The girl is shown to the massive bed, its velvet covers and towering pillows like clouds stacked for royalty. Candles flicker low. Servants retreat. The chamber door creaks closed behind her with finality. She stands alone now, staring at the mountain of a mattress, uncertain. She climbs in. At first, all is still. The moon drifts high into the sky, spilling silver across the marble floor. Outside, the storm winds hush, rain softens, and then silence. The castle holds its breath. Inside the room, shadows shift. The fire dies. A clock ticks faintly in the hall. But the girl does not sleep. She turns. And turns again. She fluffs a pillow, kicks off a blanket, sighs. Her eyes blink open in the darkness. Something is wrong. She cannot name it, only feel it, nagging, pressing, just there beneath her. A wrinkle? A seam? No. She sits up, face pale in the moonlight. Whatever it is, it will not let her rest. The night stretches long and silent, and the girl does not sleep. Dawn broke gently over the palace, brushing the towers with soft gold. In the grand dining hall, the fire crackled quietly, chasing away the last chill of night. The girl entered, her steps light but uncertain. Her face was pale, and shadows clung beneath her eyes. The queen, regal yet kind, looked up from her cup of tea. "Did you sleep well, my dear?" she asked, her voice warm as the hearth. The girl paused, fingers curling nervously around the back of the chair. "I'm sorry. I barely slept," she admitted. There was something terribly hard in the bed. "I feel bruised all over." A silence followed, not awkward but full of meaning. Then the queen smiled, not cruelly, but with a quiet triumph. "That explains it," she said. Beneath the 20 mattresses and 20 featherbeds, there was a single pea. Only a true princess would feel it. The girl blinked in disbelief. The prince, who had been standing nearby, stepped forward, his eyes alight. "You are a true princess," he breathed. "I knew there was something rare about you." The girl flushed, surprised, touched, still unsure. But in that morning light, something soft and certain bloomed. A new beginning, fragile as dawn. The queen stood before the court, holding a small velvet pouch. With a graceful motion, she opened it and lifted out a single, shriveled green pea. Gasps echoed through the hall as she placed it into a glass case lined with silk. This, she declared, was beneath 20 mattresses and 20 featherbeds, and she felt it. The case was displayed in the castle's great hall, a testament to the princess's sensitivity and true nobility. Visitors would come from distant lands to see the tiny object that changed everything. No one else would have noticed that tiny green pea. But she did, and that was the sign. The prince, standing at her side, looked at the glass case and then at the woman beside him. For the first time, he felt something settle inside him, peace. He had found her. Not just a princess, but the princess. The doubt that had clouded his heart was gone. And so, the truth was revealed, not through riches or appearances, but by a single green pea and the heart that noticed it. The prince and princess were married in a celebration that lit up the entire kingdom. Music filled the air, flowers bloomed brighter, and laughter danced through every street. But beyond the joy and the glittering gowns, their union was built on something deeper than fairy tale magic. It was rooted in honesty, kindness, and the courage to be themselves. They ruled with compassion, listened before speaking, and always sought truth over appearances. The people adored them not just because of titles, but because of their hearts. And so, the kingdom flourished not through wealth or power, but through love that had been tested and proven true. Sometimes, it's the smallest test that tells the biggest truths. And being a princess isn't about crowns or castles, it's about who you are when no one's looking.